top pipe here, get all the air out, but once it heats up, I think I left a light on inside the car, which has probably drained it to 10 volts. Whoopsie! Alright, we're here at Mercedes of Air, so let's go and see if I've got my little O-ring in, shall we? Well, hello and welcome back to what is now part 3 of our little SLK series. Go and watch parts 1 and 2 if you haven't done so, because we're about to get this one hopefully back running and almost at the stage of getting it to its MOT test. So, done a few bits and pieces on it in the last 2 videos, not too much. First one was more looking around it and seeing what we were dealing with, and the second one we had to order some parts, which I'm very pleased to say have arrived. So a little trip to Mercedes-Benz to get the correct seal, which is this, and this will be on our brake vacuum pump that we'll be fitting today. And also, if you haven't got yourself one of these are good little things when you're putting your coolant back in. It helps you burp and bleed the system. So I did spill a heck of a lot in the last video, so we're going to be doing that, refilling it with coolant, putting the engine back together, seeing if our little vacuum hose fix has cured our little problem of a little bit of hesitation, and then we're going to jack the car up and see what's going on underneath the front end and get the new front grille on. Alright, so let's crack on, shall we? Oh, before I forget, hit like and subscribe and all that stuff, and I have started a Patreon site, so if you're interested and you want to see some stuff that's behind the scenes, some videos that are released early, or some videos that I don't necessarily put up on YouTube, or just have a chat, go and check out my Patreon site. The link's in the description. Thank you. Hello. Alright, so what we're going to start with is, in the last video I removed the indicator housing because it had a slight gap, and we've sealed that gap back up. The lens is just coming away from the housing. It's a bit cloudy on this one, so we have to give this a polish and stuff, but anyway, it's sealed a unit again, so we're going to refit this. These are quite easy to put on. We'll just get some light for you. There, that's better, isn't it? Woo, there we are. And these little units just slide in. They've got some hooks and stuff to clip them onto the main headlight, and the bulb just fits right into it there. So let's refit this one. That should be it. And what we'll do now is we'll just refit the headlight properly. Yeah, it's not looking the best, that one actually. But it will still tick-tock and it will still pass an MOT, so that's the main aim here. And the important thing is it's not leaking anymore. Okay, let's button this bad boy back up. Now I need to remember where all these bolts go. Da, 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 da. Now, I think perhaps I've made a mistake already. I think I've forgotten to put a bolt in the wing back in. Have I? Have I? Yes, I have. Good, 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 good. And then we'll stick this back in. And then we squeeze this in. And a wee clip at the back, just make sure it's in. There we go. That's not so bad now. And that lip that we had is gone. We're now pretty smooth between the two. So no gaps, that's better. Fitment's still not as good as that one, but it's going to pass its MOT, that's for sure. Excellent, so we've got the headlights back into play. Right, so now let's fit this little O-ring back onto this brake pump. Alright, so that's us buttoned everything here back up, pumps back on with a new seal, coolant pipes back on, everything's torqued to manufacturer specifications. And now we've got this hooked up. So what this is a non-spill container, if you like, for filling up your coolant. So it comes with various attachments like this, and I'll just show you. All of these kind of things for fitting into various sizes of coolant tanks, reservoir tanks, radiators. And it locks it in place with the one it's got, placing the cap that the car comes with, and you put this in here, fill it up to about a third of the way along, let the coolant drain in, start the engine, and then watch the bubbles come out so that it burps the system and bleeds it properly. Or we just stuff in a bunch of coolant and hope for the best. Anyway, let's go for it. Could be feeling at the first hurdle here and I can't get the coolant cap off. There we go. Rightio. Ah. Doesn't appear we're completely watertight here. Anyway, I think perhaps that little fitting I used isn't quite the right one, but the beauty of this thing is, make a mistake like that, you plonk this plunger in here and take it out. It doesn't spill any coolant out the tub, you see? So, let's have a look here. Clearly I've messed up again, haven't I? Maybe I've used the wrong pipe for this. It's not, there's a wee bit of loosage in there, so it's not quite tight enough. Let's see if any other ones will fit better. Let's have a swatch and see. Coolant tank's up at full though. We could probably just leave it open and do this though. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, there's a big one. That's too big. That one's a better fit. Hold on. Let's try that one. You know, I bought this thing and I haven't had a chance to use it yet, so I kind of want to use it. Oh, that's a better fit. See that? That's not loose at all. Now let's try it then, because once the thermostat opens up, I'd imagine it will take a lot more coolant. There's no leaks here. That's better. And you don't waste any, you see. You can pour all this back into your container. Now I haven't started this car since I've faffed about with it, so fingers crossed everything's okay. There's always something you forget though, isn't there? Right, you keep an eye on this for me, and I'll go and start the car. Well, that was a good start, wasn't it? Alright, let's get another crank. We ain't cranking, boys. Okay. Methinks we have a drained battery's ease. I think maybe I would have had this sitting with the light on at some point in time. I think I've drained the battery. Let's just see what we've got here in terms of battery voltage. Yep, we're down at 11 volts. Maybe not enough juice to start the old boy. Alrighty, let's give it a boost. Oh well. And you know, I really need to order myself a new jump starter. You know, one of the Noco kits or something like that from Alphas or whatever, because I keep forgetting. I had one before and it died. I just forget about it all the time. So yeah, this battery's down. 11.4 volts or something like that. So, and I've just noticed we've got a flat tyre down here as well. So, could be the valve, could be something in it, don't know. Just when we're ready to hear this little guy purr again. Anyway, that's what happens. I think perhaps I left the door unlatched. And the interior light might have been on draining this thing, because I think it was just slightly ajar the last time I checked it. So anyway, we'll get this charged back up. It's looking okay though, isn't it? Looking alright. Headlights are looking better. We've got our coolant ready to burp here. This is looking better, it's fitting a lot neater than it was before. Right, let's clean this grill bit here, shall we? While we're waiting in this battery charging. Good idea. Oh yeah, we can put our new grill on. Let's do that when we're waiting. Yeah, I could go a new battery jump starter. You get a big one though, because all the American stuff that they're used to dealing with, so can't get one of the cheapy nasties. Got to be a biggie. Anybody make any recommendations? New kind of jump starter power pack kits that you can buy? Just leave a comment below of what you've got or what you use, and I'll take a look at them, because I'm finding it hard to get some time to go on the web and browse these things now and see what's good. Well, I'm just picking up what's off the shelves, you know. Anyway, let's give this a good clean and we'll get the newish front grille on. Don't think it's brand new, but it came with the car, so it's better than the one that's on it, which was damaged up here. You might have noticed some black bits around this front grill area here, because I've been putting some Q-rust on these little rusty bits. I'm going to sand it all down and repaint it, you see. Old Q-rust is pretty good for keeping things at bay. Right, that'll do that, I think. Ew, what's this disgustingness here? Oh God, what is that? Amazing some of the stuff you find in cars, you know. I don't know what people do, but or what, you know, how things get as mucky and dirty as they do. But they do all by themselves, don't they? Hey, multi-purpose cleaner's pretty good for getting this off, actually. It's going quite well. Go, 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 go. Whatever this gunk is, I don't know. Woohoo, yeah. Looking like brand new, boy. At the Mercedes dealership picking up that O-ring. And I don't know why, but have you noticed when you go to a Mercedes dealership, all the cars that are in the showroom are either silver or black or grey. They never really have, well, the ones I've been in, they never seem to have any pop with the kind of nice metallic blues or the reds that they have, or the yellow or a GT, you know, something like that. I don't know why they do that, but I suppose that's their biggest sellers, maybe. But it's just quite dull, you know. I took some shots on this video when I was in the dealership, and the lovely cars. Hugely expensive when they're new, but just a wee bit boring in terms of the colours, you know. Right, new grill, where are you? There we are. A new complete grill with no cracks or breaks in it. The other one just had this tab broken off, which I shall repair, because it's easy to fix with some epoxy. This one just looks a bit nice. I think the other one could do with a little bit of a refinish. And this one here, we could do with popping it in. There we are. I might stick that other one on the old flea bay if anybody wants it eventually, once I've refinished it, or I might put it back on here depending on what one looks the par, you know. These crack very easily though. You know, they do tend to. I remember on the SL, the one I had, it cracked in pretty much exactly the same places as that other one. I think people just tend to over tighten these if they're replacing them, or they're never off the car, you know. And it's just when you go to take it off, they just kind of give up the ghost a wee bit. Because they're only held on by a couple of 8mm and a couple of kind of push fit clips at the bottom. There's nothing really else holding them on. Can you get any other styles of grills for the SLK? I don't know, can you? I can't remember. There we are, there's 3. What kind of, can you get the kind of diamondy ones that you get with the new A-classes or something like that? I don't know. Yeah. Don't tighten these down too much. It is just plastic at the end of the day. It doesn't need to be torqued down to Herculean style torque. It's just a wee bit. There. Right, there we go. There we are. Yeah, that looks a bit better than the old grill. I think we might get some new number plates for this as well when we're at it. There we are. What have we got left here? Too many screws, I think. I don't know what I've done with half of these. What else did I take off that I need these screws for? Turns out this isn't a brand new grille. This is one that's been damaged before as well. So I think we'll refinish that other one for sure. And I'll just put this one on temporarily. The other one's in better nick actually. Alrighty. Let's see, we've got 12.4 volts now at the battery. So let's see if that's enough to start us off. And we'll see if we can get the thermostat opened up and leave the cooling system. He says, and hope. Right, you tell me if there's any big things go wrong here, okay? Took a bit for it to settle down there, didn't it? Yeah. Ah! Okay. That explains it. I forgot to plug in the mass airflow sensor. Whoopsie. Oops-a-daisy. I kind of thought something was wrong there. Always something you forget, isn't there? And I think some bubbles did come out of this. Let's try again. Hopefully it won't hiccup this time. Well, that's a bit better. We do have an engine management light on now, and a light for, I suspect, the back brakes. So what you can do is, you can burp this by squeezing the top pipe here, and get all the air out, but once it heats up, and the thermostat opens and I've got the heating on inside, bubbles should come out of this. Right, we're okay there. Idling a bit smoother now, but let's get the heating cranked up and we'll put it to max. Right. We've got a couple of little lights saying hello now. We've got the back brake, well, the brake pad light, which I suspect will be because I've cleaned all the back brakes and the sensor might need replaced. And we've got engine management light on because I had the mass airflow sensor unplugged. But you saw the kind of stuttering that the car had. Now it's completely static at idle. Which previously, before we'd done all that cleaning, it wasn't. It was kind of juddering a little bit. So we'll let it get up to temperature here. And then we'll make sure that the what do you call it, oh, for goodness sake, let it go up to temperature and make sure all the bubbles are out of the coolant system. We do have some problems here as well, but it's all brake related. That'll all be sensor related. We'll delete them, it won't be fine. It's because I've been cleaning and faffing with the back brakes, which appear a little bit spongy here. Yeah, I'm not really got a great brake pedal here. May have to do some brake bleeding at the back. Anyway, we've now got Blackpool illuminations. We'll sort it all out though. Alright, so that's us up to temperature. No more bubbles are coming out of this little guy. So here's the beauty of this thing. Comes with this plunger, which you plunge in to the middle, and if I'm super careful, you get no drips. And you can put this back into your container. Hold on. And you just pull this plunger out and all the fluid will go back in your container. Hold on, I need 2 hands for this. There we go, watch. Superb, no mess whatsoever. You're going to have a little bit of overflow here, but nothing you can't just mop up and deal with, so look at that, how neat's that, eh? Right, so let's get the reservoir cap back on, and we've got some, like I said, I've just cleared the engine management light. It was a code because I had unplugged the mass airflow sensor, so it's gone. We've got the ABS and ESP lights on, but that's probably because the voltage has dropped here. It was down at about 10 point something, so I think it's like if it gets down to that level, all the lights just go ballistic in these things. So hopefully I'll be able to just drive it and it will clear them the next time. If not, we'll stick the code reader in and see what we can do, but I'm pretty certain it's because the voltage just dropped in the car because it's been sitting for so long. That's it. So okay, let's get this buttoned back up and we'll see if we can reverse back and forward a wee bit, make sure the brakes are still operational. Cool. Alrighty, well, we've got another problem. We're now stuck in park, and I know it's because it dropped voltage. I know it is. So the battery's now reading at 12.4, 12.5 volts, so I suspect I'll need to give it a boost up until it's full, because I know these cars, if you drop it, if the voltage drops below 10 or 10.5, give or take, I don't know the exact number, the ABS light comes on, the ESP light comes on, and the gear lever can sometimes get stuck in park for some reason. So previous one did mention that to me, and I have seen this before. So what I'm going to do is charge the battery up to absolute full capacity and make sure it's taking a charge on the alternator, and we'll try it again when it's at full charge. Okay. Right, so I'm going to hook up this little top-down battery tester and just run through the test for it and make sure the alternator is indeed charging as it should be. Battery tester. Battery test. Regular flooded. Cold cranking amps, I have no idea. I don't know what this is. It's definitely not 800, that's for certain. It's probably going to be about 600 or 500 or something, I'll take a guess. Right, that's running its little test right now. And it's saying good battery, 12.65 volts, 58% healthiness, 461 cold cranking amps, so it's probably sitting at 500. And let's now run the charging test. Please start engine, press OK to continue. This is the bit I need to run. Looks as if the battery's okay. It's just, I think I left a light on inside the car, which has probably drained it to 10 volts. Whoopsie! Alrighty, so what have we got then? We've got a battery that dropped below about 11, 10.5 volts. It's probably kicked in all of this cack, and the gear lever is stuck in park. Now, you can get these out of park by, I'll show you. See that little bit below the D? You can stick a pen or a screwdriver down there and press a little switch, and it will allow you to get the gear lever out of park. Problem is, as soon as you put it back into park, it will get locked again. So, I suspect that the problem here could be the brake light switch, which is located underneath the dashboard here, because I don't think my brake lights were coming on when I was trying that. And the switch, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you press the brake light, that's what triggers the little lock pin to let you out of park. Right, so if that's gone, then you're never going to get out of park and you're going to get these brake light warnings coming on. So let's check it out and see. So it's underneath here, and there's 3 screws I need to take out. There's one there, and one there. And this black panel that's kind of covering the pedals here, we can remove that and then hopefully be able to see the brake light switch. So let's give that a shot. Right, let you see that. Let's see now if I can do this without breaking my back. There we go. One. Two. Here's number 3. There we go. And we'll just lose all of them. This one come out? No, come on then. There we are. Now this panel should just come out now, because it should be nice and loose. There we go. Out you come. There we go. Right, so the brake light switch should be up here somewhere, and I think it's probably going to be out of sight, but I think, hold on a wee second, I think I can see it from somewhere else. Alright, let's see if I can show you this then. So see the mirror there? Wait till I get an angle here. There we go. Can you see that switch there with the 2 black connectors going into it with the red and the kind of yellowy wires? The big white chunky bit and the black bit in front, that's the brake light switch. They're very cheap to buy, they're only about £10–12, even on Amazon sell them, so I might remove that. What we'll try and do is, we'll do the old squishy method of WD in there first and see if the little connector frees itself up, but let's try and get this out. You have to do a bit of feeling, because it is very difficult to see underneath the dash, and I am pretty huge to get myself in here. Anyway, we'll try our best. Set me up. Da, 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 da. Okay, and then here. There we go, no problem. Hey, there we are. There we go. It's essentially disconnecting those 2 bits, and it was, you push it in a wee bit and turn it clockwise, but you press this bit in at the same time. So I reckon this will be a sticky wee widget here. So We'll try and sort that out. Put it back in. If it doesn't work, I'll order a new one. But I think that is the problem. Alright, that's us back up there. Let's see if I can show you it in all its glory. Oh, where is it now? You see it? So the connector's just pushed in there and it's just held on by a metal bracket, and when you press your brake pedal it pushes a little lever against that little piston that I just lubricated up, and it just disconnects the parking brake, I hope. So let's try it and see if that's better now. Oh dear. I've also had the battery disconnected for about half an hour just to make sure it's nothing like that. So yeah, we'll keep these little screws, we'll put the panel back in. One thing, if I was giving someone advice and you've taken various bits and pieces apart, test the thing first before you put the panels back on, because chances are it might not work. Right, let's give that a shot, and if it doesn't work we'll order a new switch. Right, let's see what's happening. Just turned it back up with different lights. We don't have the brake pad warning light. We have the... oh, the handbrake light's going out now. And the brakes feel pretty good. Let's try it. Oh! Oh! It works! We've got engine warning light, but I don't care. We're out of park. Check it out. Oh, a little bit of WD-40 comes to the rescue. Am I getting cheap? That's £10 for a part, I didn't pay it. I just decided to fix the one we had. Oh, that is joyous. We've got reverse. We've got drive. We're in park. We've got an engine management light on, but I think I know what it is. It will be the steering. I need to do the steering left to right a couple of times. Let's try it actually, hold on. Oh, we're just deleting lights left, right and centre here. Lock to lock twice, and the ESP warning light is out. We're now left with this little jubbly here, which might just be a stored code. I don't know. I don't care. We're back. The voltage drop nearly killed us. And we're back to good. Let's put it. Yes! Lights are going off for parking brakes. Excellent. Right, let's see what this little jubbly is. Alright. Let's see what we've got here. ODB2. Okay. Oops, a daisy. Seems like I can't do this one-handed. ODB2, let's see. What's it saying? Entering system, please wait. I've got this engine running here, but it's probably not the best idea. But read codes. Yes, please. What we got? Vehicle speed sensor. Yes. That's okay. That's related to what's just been faffed about with. Goodbye. Engine off. Cleared. Read codes. Vehicle has no fault codes. Right, could we turn this little guy on and hopefully have nothing now? Let's go and see. What did you buy? Did I buy? Let's go. Handbrake off. Oh, joyous, joyous. Little Mercedes is back. Oh, oh, lovely. We are back, people. Now, what I might do is I might stick the C-Tech on the battery just in case and let it sit, because that is absolutely wondrous. And by the way, that was all fixed for no money, thankfully, but like I say, I'm pretty cheap. I might get one of those brake switches and just keep it in stock anyway. It's only a tenner. But we are good to go here, and we're nice and hot with coolant. Nice and hot coming through here. Excellent. Oh, just wait, I've got to show you, right? It's so smooth now. We're in reverse. Oh, lovely. Gonna drive. Oh, we've got gears all over the place here. I'm going to park and the light's on. Wondrous. We've got all the gears, there's no jerkiness. Engine's idling to absolute perfection. Look at that. And before, into reverse. And it dipped a wee tiny bit there, but I did take my foot off the thing. Right, hold on. When I went into reverse before, it was constantly dipping to about 500 RPM. It just dipped when I changed gear there, as is normal, but it was going to the point when you thought it was going to cut out. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have solved our stuttering problem. Oh, this is joyous. There's no juddering whatsoever. The thing is smooth as silk. I am so pleased. Let's just start putting it in neutral and then we'll put it in park. That is wondrous stuff. Alright, so whilst I was in here doing the little brake switch thing, I remembered that I've also got a light bulb to change in this the dashboard, so I think we're just going to pop all these bits out and take the dashboard out, and we'll replace that little bulb, because this is the kind of thing that I'd forget to do, you see. So all you have to do is take apart this. There's a wee screw that sits up here that's behind the vent, a couple of screws at the bottom. Loosen this bit off to get a trim tool, get in behind this, pull this bit of trim off, and then unscrew the dash. So let's do that and we'll replace the little bulb, because it was the speedometer. You could basically see yourself driving up to 70, then it was dull after on the right hand side and on the left hand side of the rev counter. So just a wee bulb. So let's crack all this off and we'll see how we get on. Alrighty, so when you get the surround off, there's just 4 little screws. Let's see if I can get you right in here and see. There's one there, there's one down there, and one there, which actually takes the dash unit off. So let's unscrew them, pop this out. Alrighty, so there's just 2 connections in the back of this, one there and one there, and they're these kind of lever push fit clips, you know. So the grey bit's up here, and you press the wee notch in the black bit in and push the grey bit down, and you can pull these straight out, and that's it really. So now we need to go take this over to the bench, and I think it's possibly this one right here that's causing the problem. So let's go and have a look, and we'll replace the bulb and we'll see if that fixes it. Whilst we're on a roll, eh? Alrighty. Right, little screwdriver for this. A little pair of pliers. Off we come. Oh, a little cutesy bulb. Oh, a little tiny whiny. Look at that. Now, I just bought a box of these. And it should be the same one. It is. And what we'll do is I'll just stick on a little glovey, because I don't like handling these with the bare skin. Alright, turns out I think it's one of these bigger ones that's out. So just pop this out, pop that out, put a new bulb in, which I've just done, and we'll pop this back in. And that should be us. Because that is the main bulb for up here that spans across both of these. I think that's it. That's us. I think we're going to connect this back up and see if that's taking care of it. Pretty cool, these old school things, aren't they? You can see all the wee individual lights for your engine management lights and all the rest of it. There's a couple out here actually. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be in or what. Excuse me. Okay. We'll do the left one first. There. In. That'll do. Oh no, my light's away over there. I'm not going to be able to reach it. Oh no. This is quite tricky, I must admit. Trying to do this is there's not much leeway with these cables. You know. Not much at all. Better luck getting this one in first. Aha, it's fallen down here, that's why. There we go. Feel. Yeah, that one was easier. Oh my goodness, the easy jobs are always the hardest, aren't they? Okay, so that's them in. The trick to putting them is make them in is to make sure that the grey bit is all the way down, and when you push it in, the grey bit will go and it will click in, and you pull it all the way back up. And just do it one side at a time. So let's try this and see if it actually does illuminate. Good. And do we have, it's the headlights that was coming on with, so let's see. Oh yes, we're all lit now. Excellent. That's good. This whole side was completely gone. What have we got? Start error. Oh my goodness, what is going on now? Let's see. Now we've got no ignition. What have we unplugged to lead us to not having an ignition? Great. Need to figure that one out. Oh, this is the fun part. Putting all these wee screws back in underneath. And when you're 6'3" and you weigh about 16.5 stone, it's not fun. But you know, I've always wanted to be a contortionist. Oh goodness. These little screws. What's we got? Oh, one there. That's not going to anything. Why is that not going to anything? I know why. My God. I haven't put the back plate back in yet. Okay, we're over here. You wanting to go in? All you can see is my shoulder, can't you? There's no point in videoing this at all. Why is that not coming out? Alright, I'm going to get this button back up. And, you know, not the easiest of jobs, but we'll get there. Alright, hooked back up now. What is that press for? Right, we're started again, right? Sounding it a wee bit rough around the edges. I've got the base ESP light on again, just for fun, you know. So we'll just do a couple of shimmies. And it's gone. See that? Right. Had the battery disconnected, so we'll have to relearn its little airflow again, but let's just check out our lights. Oh, yes! We're good for there, we're good there. We've got hazards. We've got indicators. We've got cruise. What else have we got? Parking brake. Off. We're in reverse. We're in park. I think we're good. Yeah. Rear fog, front fog. We've got full beam. We've got full beam. We've got everything. Yep. Looking pretty good. The dome light. Why is that not going on for both? Should that go on for both? I don't know, should it? There's a dome light for the passengers. Do they not get one? I don't know. Well, we're pretty good here. Oh yeah, sorry, so the reason why we got this no start error is because although we had the key in the ignition bar, we'll see that surround, it's got a little, I'm going to assume it's a little resistor cable attached to it that picks up the kind of code from the key, and without that being attached directly to the barrel you can't start the car. So that's it, no worries apart from that. Hey, good! Alright, so while this was in here, I noticed only one of the dome lights was working. So I thought I'd take the shot and see if I could replace them with my LED bulbs. You see the difference there? Top one's the stock bulb and the bottom one's the LED, which is much nicer. Well, I like them better anyway. It's a bit of a weird setup going on here. So, can you see that bulb there? Probably not. Let's look this off and I'll show you. Alright, so while this was in here, I noticed only one of the dome lights was working. So I thought I'd take the shot and see if I could replace them with my LED bulbs. You see the difference there? Top one's the stock bulb and the bottom one's the LED, which is much nicer. Well, I like them better anyway. It's a bit of a weird setup going on here. So, can you see that bulb there? Probably not. Let's look this off and I'll show you. Right, the bulbs have got these weird kind of shell-like things over the top of them, look. So you've got to pull that out first very gently, and the bulb's behind it. And they're on similar little connections at the back there. Hold on, get my light and show you better. There we are. They're on similar little, see that? Little connections as the dash lights. And this one was kind of loose, so it wasn't really working, but the bulb was okay. It was just a loose connection. So I'm going to try putting these LED bulbs in. The problem is these little things don't really, they do fit, but they're touching the bulb. So I don't really like that. They're kind of just fitting with those bigger LEDs sitting in there. So I might just keep them out just now and see how this looks, because I don't really know what the hell they're for. They could just be for, like, you know, reflection, like a, I don't know, like a headlight thing. I've got no idea. Anyway, let's get rid of this one and we'll put the two LEDs in and see how that looks. Alright, let's see how that looks. Fantastic, nothing works. That's the thing with those LEDs, they only go in one way. I had that one in the wrong way around. Let's see it again. Oh yeah, okay. So, yeah, a little bit more of a up-to-date feel to it. These are very flimsy connections though. See these things here? This whole thing is extremely flimsy. If that's even out by a millimetre, it breaks the connection down here. So yeah, just be careful with these, because if you've got one that's not working, it might just be the connection at the back. Anyway, let's put it back together and see how it looks. Cool. That's looking a bit better now. We've got both lights working. This one is a tad kind of flickery, just a wee bit loose if you tap it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It goes out nicely, there we go. So there we go. I had loads of these lying around, so that might as well use them. Cool, another wee job done. Alrighty, so we have the car up on the ramps here. Might jack it up even further and stick it in stand, but for now we're just inspecting below. So I've taken the under tray off. That's just the coolant that I spilled earlier on. That's not old stuff, that's relatively new in the last few days. So let's show you underneath this and we'll see what we're dealing with here. Right. So we've got the usual kind of rust, surface rust on the control arms and stuff. There's a little bit there on the subframe area, this bit here, but it's not too bad. It's not through, it's just surface rust. It will come off and I'll spray it with the Rust-Oleum Rust Renovator. We do have an oil leak here, but if you trace the oil leak all the way back up, it looks as if it's been coming from the seal that we just replaced on the brake vacuum pump, because it's definitely not coming from the sump plug. It's dry, and when it comes up, it starts all the way up the pan here, up that bracket, and right up the top there, and right above where this light is, right above here, is the brake valve, the brake pump, sorry, and the thing that we replaced. So we'll clean all this up, and the front kind of cross member's okay. That again is just surface rust on this control arm, which will just come off with the wire brush, and we're looking pretty decent otherwise back here. So it sometimes does a bit scary looking when you see this, but the subframe doesn't have holes in it or anything like that. I've went through the whole thing and had a good whack at everything. Everything's solid. It's just literally this surface rust, so we'll give it a good clean up and we shall clean all this oil off. I don't think we'll get any more. And we'll clean up the rust down here. We'll get the wheels off and we'll clean up all the rust around about the brakes and stuff. And then we should be good to go for MOT, I'd hope. And you know, a little bit of a coolant leak here at some point in time, but again, that could just be from the stuff that I just spilled, because it did come down. You can actually see recent drips of coolant coming down here, so that's the stuff I spilled. So not as bad as I'd thought, to be honest. But let's get all this cleaned up with a wire brush and let's crack on and see how we look after giving it a good tear down and some brake cleaner, etc. Cool. And we'll get in here with the wire wheel brushes and stuff. I'm just getting all the kind of loose stuff off just now. Kind of painted surfaces and whatnot. But we're still good here. There's no cracks or anything. This is all just surface cack that will come off. And again, you know, don't strive for perfection here, because you're basically never going to get it by doing this. You're going to get it looking better than it was and giving it a bit of rust protection for the future, but don't go for absolute perfection, because you will be here for the rest of your life. You need to just get this to a stage where it's paintable with a rust treatment and looking decent. That's all we're going for. Alright, well I'm going to crack on with some more wire wheel brushing. Got some more wire wheel brushes up here. Get some different attachments going. And basically get all that loose stuff off that I can. Then we'll get all the wheels off. And do the same around the wheel arches like we did in part 1. And then I'm going to give it a scooshy of the Rust-Oleum. Wait a minute, I'll show you, hold on. And then we'll give it a scooshy of this. This is great stuff. I've been using this for years. And you can spray it, you can actually spray it directly onto rust and stuff, but I like to scrape it all the loose stuff off first, then scoosh this on. And it's basically rust primer. So it goes black. You can leave it like this with this on it and not put anything else on it. And it does keep things at bay. Or you can wax the oil over the top of it, but this stuff is brilliant. I know there's other stuff nowadays and there's other brands, but I've been using this for years. I know it works, and I know you can do it can help with the rust that's on the frames and stuff like that. So I stick to what I know. So I'll crack on with this and I'll show you the end result once we're done.
That's to put the stone on and stand it underneath. So use this and the stone wire brush and everything is dead. Is that it?
Sorry about that, I forgot the mask on. So let's see how that looks now, you see? It's a lot nicer looking, and that Rust-Oleum will kind of hopefully prevent that from getting any worse. Well, let's face it, you can't ever prevent it from getting worse. It's going to happen in the UK, but it will slow it down. Right, so basically sprayed everything I could from the angle I could get at underneath the car, cleaned up the oil pan, it looked nice and new, and we've got the cross member there done, and the control arm's done, and most of the subframe that you can reach in the front. We'll get the rest from the sides. We take the wheels off, but that's looking a lot better now. And hopefully, the test was I lifted the hood up and slammed it and nothing crumbled, whereas when I was doing that before, lots of stuff was crumbling off. So it was obviously a lot of loose, flaky, painty stuffy coming off it, but everything's solid underneath there so far, so that's good. Excellent. I'm going to go outside and get a breath of fresh air because it's pretty stinky in here. Alrighty, get these a bit cleaner. Yeah, not too bad. I think the front brake rotors are a little bit crusty looking, but let's see how they look after I give it a clean up. And bearing in mind they have been sitting for so long, it's too bad in here though. They'll be fine. Miles left in them. Certainly good enough for MOT, I would say, hopefully. Now we'll see what Mike says. And we're not looking too bad in here in terms of the wheel arch rust that these are common problems with. Let me see behind here. Oh, look at that. Wait till you see this. Oh, they are magically new in here. Nothing, there's a wee tiny bit there, but there's nothing really that's coming through. Let's see if you can see that. That's pretty good, isn't it? So I'll be a bit up there maybe? Oh no, that's just come out. That's okay. That's where it's rusting on the other side. Look at that. Eee. Pretty good, eh? Starting from a good one here, I think, but a wee bit of work to do here to clean up, so I'll clean this up and we'll see how it looks after that. Cool. Alright, so yeah, that cleaned up not too bad. It's not too bad in here, really. In the grand scheme of things, it isn't that bad. The discs don't have a lip or anything really, they've just got a bit of corrosion on the edges as you would expect. They might clean up a little bit as we drive it, so we'll give that a shot first. And then if it's advised in MOT, we'll get these replaced. They do seem to be missing the little screw. Or no, it's not, sorry, it's not missing. It's just covered in gunk. Love those little screws. They always come out first time. And the rest of this isn't looking too bad. There's no rust in the arches or anything like that. There's a couple of wee surface spots in there, but nothing you're going to cry about, you know. So the other side's pretty much the same. So what we'll do is, I think what we'll do before we MOT it, I'm going to take this out and pressure wash the wheel arches and stuff, because this will look a lot better once we do that and get rid of some of this dust. A lot of the dust was sitting on the top of the suspension coil there, the kind of mounting point there, just kind of sitting on a little shelf. So I think this car's been maybe sitting for longer than I'd thought. It needs a good drive to clear its cobwebs, as we were. So yeah, I think that will do for now. Well, like I say, there's no point in going ballistic in this. The backing plates, again, this could do with probably getting replaced. It's not touching the brake disc or anything, watch. Whereas remember in part 1 the back one was completely scraping off it. This one's absolutely fine. It's not touching it at all. So the other side will be the same, and we'll button this back up and we'll take it outside the next part and we'll give it a good clean before we take it to MOT. Superb. Oh, that's fine. That's perfectly normal stuff. No problem. Yeah. Perfectly normal. There we are. Button back up and down we go. Cool. There we are. And we'll torque all that down to manufacturer specifications shortly. Alrighty, well, that's us kind of taking care of the wheel arches and stuff like that on both sides, nice and clean. I mean, this is perfectly fine. That's just normal stuff. Oh, hello. Needs a good clean up. So I think what I'm going to do in the next video is take it outside, give it a good wash, and take the wheels off and give the wheel arches a proper wash down. And then if I can spray some more Rust-Oleum on at that point, I'll do so. And then I'm going to give the whole thing a spit and polish, maybe get some new wiper blades for it. And I think that should be us ready in the next video, hopefully. Take it out a test drive and go for its MOT. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So I'm going to wrap this video up here because we're probably over the hour mark again. And if you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, go and have a look at them and get ready for part 4 coming very, very soon, which hopefully will get this back on the road. And if we do get it back on the road and it does pass its MOT and I don't have to shell out for various bits and pieces, I'll move on to the bodywork repairs in the next part after that. So yeah, so thank you again for watching. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and if you're an SLK owner and you're enjoying this video series, leave a comment below. I always like to talk to other people that have got the same car. Maybe you've had a different experience with yours, or maybe you've got one that needs to go back on the road as well. I don't know. But if you do, drop a comment below and I'll try to answer every single comment that people leave. So it's going really great for this series. I'm really enjoying it so far. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.